Hey guys, we're in beautiful Blue Springs State Park, but it's a little bit rainy today, so a lot of stuff is closed today. As you can see behind me, the cruise boats are not open for business right now. We'll still try to make the most of it though.
Not only were the boats at Blue Springs closed, but the canoe and kayak operations were also closed. So there was no chance of us getting a boat to recreate a Life of Pi adventure. Nearly 500 manatees roam around the waters, and so I thought it would be cool to get a closer peek and see if we can see anything. But instead, we saw a caution sign for gators, and that was our cue to take a step back. We're definitely in Florida, Rocky. We rested for a moment at one of the picnic tables where one of the many little wildlife creatures stopped by to say hello, though Rocky didn't get to see him. After that, we decided to have a look at one of the monuments here, the Thursby House. Built in 1872 and located right along the St. Johns River in Volusia County, it's considered an historic home, though obviously by European standards, it's quite young. I found the structure and look of the entire house to be fascinating. It was something out of a bygone era in Florida, but now it's a museum and it's definitely worth a look. It was time to do some more exploring and see where it is that all the tourists go to bathe in the springs. The way around felt a bit like trekking through a jungle, what with all the trees and the sounds of animals. But I gotta say, it felt amazing to be breathing such fresh, natural air. And we finally found a spring with a few bathers, though I guess today's drizzle put a lot of people off of a visit here. Nevertheless, I can imagine how beautiful this would be in a hot summer day. Circled around the park, finding beautiful scenery, getting some exercise for Rocky, and mentally taking notes on where to go swimming for the summer. At the same time, we were hoping to see if we could spot a manatee or even an alligator from far away, of course. We stopped to take some photos of the natural beauty of the park. And eventually circled back to where we first started near the cruise boats and canoes. And that's when we called it a day on account of rain for Blue Springs. On another day in the winter, we explored the nearby Gemini Springs Park, another park in Volusia County, Florida. And this time, there was no rain. Perfect for a fun day out with Rocky, and maybe this time we'll see some wildlife in the water. Whoa, looks like we gotta be careful here. The park is a perfect place to go hiking, but you can't go swimming in the springs, unfortunately. Though we did see some people fishing here. Anyway, the entire park has about 5 miles of woodland paths and paved trails, which makes it perfect to go for a walk with your dog, and this is one of the most naturally beautiful sceneries you'll see in Florida. There's also some history here. continued our hike, searching for any wildlife besides squirrels. And there's another sign there, yet still no actual sign of the animals anywhere, which in the case of snakes and gators is probably a good thing. Eventually, we ended up on the other side of the park and found some spacious recreational areas where families held parties and picnics and played games. There was even a dog park too. After walking around most of the park, we took a bit of a break at the recreational areas and then continued on our path, walking up some cool bridges and then making our way near the end of the park at the fishing pier with the hope of a glimpse of any wildlife. Rocky plopped himself down here for a minute. What a difference from his usual British and European adventures, right? After a while, we finally saw something. Could it be? Oh, wait a minute. What's that? A sight to see. Finally, some wildlife. A little alligator floating in the springs in its natural habitat and having a peaceful day. Really cool to finally see a gator, even from a distance, and makes our little Florida Springs adventures all the more special. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you soon.